Today, I want to have an honest conversation about Katseye's music. Even though they're only a 2-year-old group, there has been so much discourse around their music and the direction hybe's Geffen is taking with Katseye's music. And the chatter was only amplified once Katseye was nominated for not just 1, but 2 Grammy Awards. One specifically for Gabriela in the Best Pop Duo Group Performance category. Here are some things I've heard people say. Katseye's music is just straight up bad and makes no sense. Katseye has no musical identity and only chases trends. Katseye needs more vocal songs. And Katseye is being held back by their songs, and hybe is wasting their potential when it comes to their music. So I want to give my thoughts on each of these and also give my overall thoughts on their music and musical direction as well. So let's start with this one. Katseye's music is just straight up bad and makes no sense. Let's not forget that music is subjective, firstly. I might hate a song, you might love it. I've rarely come across a song that I'd straight up label as bad, but I think a better way to word it is, this song could have been so much better. And I do feel that way about some of Katseye's songs, specifically the non-singles on their newest EP. I'm not going to sit here and give my thoughts about each song specifically, but my general thoughts for a lot of Katseye songs is that they could honestly be better and longer. This 2-minute song curse that hybe forces upon their artists needs to be eradicated immediately. I am tired. It works for some songs, but for others, it's inexcusable. So no, saying their songs are just straight up bad isn't right, but saying they could be way better makes so much more sense to me. It's very obvious that whoever is in charge of Katseye's music, their first priority is making a song that's catchy enough for TikTok, especially the chorus, and making sure it's as short as possible. They figure out the rest later, and that sucks when you remember just how talented the Katseye girlies are. Like, if you've been keeping up with their Beautiful Chaos tour, you might have seen the viral videos of the members doing insane live note changes on stage. The girls are yearning so badly to have songs that showcase what they're capable of. And who knows, perhaps they'll get them as time goes on. But in defense of whoever is in charge of Katseye's music, I do kind of understand why they're choosing to release singles like Gameboy, Touch, and Gnarly. The criticism that these catchy 2-minute songs are sadly taking over can be applied to virtually the entire pop industry nowadays. So this isn't just a Katseye problem. Prioritize TikTok virality first, worry about the rest later. From a business standpoint, I understand. But from the standpoint of someone who genuinely loves good music, I hate it. But all of this ties back into the critique. Katseye is being held back by their songs, and hybe is wasting their potential when it comes to their music. I've seen a lot of people say this, especially on TikTok. When it comes to them being held back by their songs, in my eyes that mainly applies to them showcasing their vocals more and elevating their songs from being just good enough to go viral on TikTok, and finally adding a bridge. Like, if we're talking about being held back creatively, I guess I'd agree, but I expect that to get better with time. Katseye has proven that they can make a wide variety of tracks and genres, and that they are versatile artists. Like, they literally gave us Gnarly and Gabriela on the same album. So for me, it's just like this. Please give us more songs where the girls are actually showcasing their vocals. Give us more proper bridges. I also want to say that the Beautiful Chaos EP is so uncohesive, and I guess that ties into the name. But I'd really like their next project to have a clear vision. Like, their first EP, Soft is Strong, is just so good in my eyes. It's such a good starting point for a girl group like Katseye, and the point they were trying to make with that EP is translated beautifully, and overall, it just makes sense. A very good EP for that tween teenager audience. But going from that to Beautiful Chaos was definitely shocking, so I am praying to God that hybe x Geffen goes for a more clear direction for Katseye's next body of work. But to be honest, I have low hopes when it comes to this, especially considering how good Beautiful Chaos is doing on the charts. I really don't see Katseye's music going from prioritizing virality and streams to prioritizing creativity and maximizing the full potential in their songs. And by the way, this isn't me saying I hate their music or anything. I love their first EP a lot. And on their new EP, I do vibe with Gnarly and Gameboy, sometimes I guess, but I know they can do better than this. Now there's also the critique that Katseye has no musical identity and only chases trends, which does have some merit, but I think people need to remember that Katseye is just a 2-year-old group, Some artists know exactly the artist they want to be from the start, and for others, it takes time. And that's okay. I think that at the very least, after their 3rd year as a group, we should start to clearly see the vision Hybe x Geffen has for Katseye's music, and their musical identity should be more obvious. But for now, I will have to agree that not only they have no musical identity, but they prioritize making trendy and catchy music for TikTok virality. And again, there's nothing inherently wrong with that, but people are allowed to criticize. And the reality is this: the majority of Katseye stans do not stan them for their music, and if that's you, you do you. But for me personally, I stan them mainly because of their talents. As soon as I heard Lara's voice in Dream Academy, I knew I had to stan. But the talent is there, the potential is there, only time will tell. And of course, there's also the critique that Katseye needs more vocal songs. And I agree. I'm not looking at this from a business standpoint. I'm looking at it from the standpoint of someone who would literally die if I'm not able to hear Lara's beautiful vocals. I see people on TikTok talking all the time about how you'd never know just how good Katseye is at singing just from listening to their songs, and I'd have to agree. I think it's kind of crazy how Hybe x Geffen hosted the Pop Star Dream Academy survival show and talked about how they desperately needed a vocalist that could sell out stadiums, but you barely let them showcase their vocals in their songs. The only song I could confidently say somewhat showcases Katseye's vocal ability is Gabriela, and even then, it's only somewhat. Gabriela is another case of a song being just good, and nothing more than that. For me, it has a little replay ability, and it got boring quick. It's a decent song though. I do enjoy listening to Katseye's music, but we can raise the bar. I know we can. I mean, this group is just so goated and talented, so I have little to no worries, honestly, that their music will get better, or it will reach the heights that a group like Katseye deserves. Can you imagine them doing a track similar to XS by Rina Sawayama? I'd literally die. Katseye is doing so good right now, and once they find their musical identity, once they start elevating their music from just good to great, they're going to be unstoppable, mark my words. Right now, my main critique is that sure, a lot of their songs are objectively good, but they can be way better, and Hybe x Geffen needs to stop prioritizing repetitive, borderline boring, earworm songs for the sake of my sanity. When it comes to their musical direction, all I can say is, there is no musical direction. We started off with their first EP, Soft is Strong, and they started off that era with the song Debut. This song could have been so much better if Hybe x Geffen wasn't so obsessed with making 2-minute songs. No proper pre-chorus, no bridge. This song honestly just feels so rushed. But nonetheless, it is the song that introduced the world to Katseye, so it will always have a special place in my heart. With that being said, Katseye went from Debut to Touch, and we subsequently got the Soft is Strong EP. This EP is Katseye's most cohesive and intentional project to date, the clearest picture of the type of artists they were meant to be at debut. The EP leans into a soft pop, Y2K-inspired youthful aesthetic that perfectly matches their age, their vocal colors, and the audience they were initially targeting. Unlike their second EP, Soft is Strong doesn't feel like a playlist of random trend-based experiments. It has a clear point of view, a sonic through line, and a sense of character. You can tell what Hybe x Geffen was going for, a debut that introduces Katseye as a fresh, likable, vocally capable, global girl group. Even though it's not a flawless EP, it succeeds at something their newer music struggles with: coherence. Every track supports the same atmosphere. Nothing feels out of place, and you understand the soft but powerful message they were trying to convey. I will say that Touch was 100% made for TikTok, but it is not a bad song. I think Touch is an example of a song that I don't personally mind being 2 minutes long. It's trendy and short, but it is also good. Unlike other Katseye tracks that are trendy and short and could have been so much better. But with Touch, I think it's perfect the way it is. And unlike their second EP, the non-singles on Soft is Strong, I'm Pretty, My Way, and Tonight I Might are not songs that don't seem like they were made to prioritize TikTok virality. It genuinely seems like that with this EP, Hybe x Geffen had a true vision. I can't say the same for their second EP. I understand that the name of the EP is Beautiful Chaos, and the term Beautiful Chaos is an oxymoron. With this being the name of the EP, I'd expect it to be beautifully chaotic. I think the title is great, and the potential is there, but in my opinion, Katseye did not hit the mark with this EP. I think having Gnarly as the first single was a great decision. It sets the tone for an era called Beautiful Chaos wonderfully, and it's an enjoyable song. But then we go from Gnarly to Gabriela to Gameboy. What's the vision here? Just looking at this EP, I cannot tell you what the vision was, other than curating tracks that has high TikTok virality potential. You could make the argument, oh, some songs lean more into the beautiful side of the EP, and some lean more into the chaos side. But even then, the execution could have been so much better. I know I sound a bit harsh right now, but please hear me out. I am, of course, giving Katseye the benefit of the doubt because they are only a 2-year-old group, but these are just my thoughts. After Beautiful Chaos, it's hard to predict the direction Katseye will take musically. At this point, any speculation about their future sound can only be an informed guess. The group recently previewed a new track titled Internet Girl during their tour, and the lyrical tone is similar to Gnarly, playful, somewhat chaotic, and occasionally bordering on cringeworthy. If this song is indicative of their next era, it may signal a continuation of the unpredictable, trend-driven style showcased on Beautiful Chaos. However, it's also possible that Internet Girl was created specifically for the tour and is more of an extension of the Beautiful Chaos era rather than a blueprint for their upcoming music. On the other hand, if the track is meant to introduce the next Katseye era, then we should prepare for more songs similar to Gnarly. Internet Girl has a really good beat, and keep in mind, we only have the live version as of right now. The studio version just might be terrible, so take my thoughts on this song with a grain of salt. But anyway, I enjoyed the chorus, and overall, it's just such a fun song. But some of the lyrics are too cringe for me personally. I know it's supposed to be a fun, kinda unserious track, but you can make a fun song and still have good lyricism. Not only that, this song doesn't have a proper bridge. They just repeat the chorus again and again. According to this video, the song is only about 2 minutes and 40 seconds. A bridge would have elevated this song so much and made it 10 times more enjoyable. But just like the majority of the rest of Katseye's songs, we were robbed. What makes matters worse is that this song is pop rock. If you want to make the song under 3 minutes, okay, you do that, but at the very least, give us a bridge. For example, APT by Rosie and Bruno Mars has a proper bridge, and it elevates the song from just good to great. It gets the listeners so hype, and it fits the song perfectly. It's fun, but it's also good. But if the studio version is as hype as the live version, I can confidently say that I will stream this song a lot. I'm a sucker for pop rock, so I'm already biased. And also, I want to say this. I keep seeing people say, oh, stop asking for Katseye to do R&B, blah blah blah. Some people act as if it's a crime if Katseye fans ask the group to do a certain genre, specifically R&B, as if the members themselves aren't huge R&B enthusiasts. And Lara and Megan even have made solo demos of R&B songs. It's not a crime to ask Katseye to make an R&B track. It doesn't even have to be a single. If Mean Girls can be an album track, so can a R&B song. I've seen people say, oh, if you want R&B, just go listen to Flo. But why can't I get R&B from Flo and Katseye? Some of y'all act so dense. I just want to hear the Katseye girlies' beautiful vocals on a nice R&B track. It ain't that deep. Anyways, give me your thoughts on Katseye's music below so we can get a discussion going, and I'll see you in the next one.